A family on a mission to move their huge home.
Our whole future is riding on this house, getting safely to its destination.
Will it survive being ripped out of the ground?
Okay, up we go.
And a ride through flooded fields?
If something happens, it's all gone.
We're just pushing, trying to get it done and get it on the road before it's too late.
Hauling this humongous homestead will be nothing short of one massive move. Rural North Dakota. Big skies and wide open fields. Home to Destry and Mark McMillan and their daughter Sienna for the last 2 years.
You're a thrill seeker.
They settled down here not far from the tiny town of Ryder in this huge house.
We pretty much knew when we walked in, we both loved it.
We kept coming back to, we couldn't beat the space.
This 3,000 square feet, 5-bedroom building is more than a family home. It's the base for Destry's thriving event planning business.
We have linen rentals, we do tablecloths, chair covers, lighting, draperies. A lot of risk, but it's really rewarding if you can pull it off.
Destry and Mark moved in 2010, but they hit a problem. A killer commute to the city of Minot.
It's a financial burden driving back and forth. My clientele is all in Minot, and that's, almost an hour drive.
The solution? Move their house to this plot on the outskirts of the city.
It was my grandfather's land. I think that he would be happy that we are going to make a home and a life out there.
But just as the family was set to call in the haulers, they hit another snag. National Guardsman Mark was deployed to Afghanistan.
It was a difficult year. He was serving over there, and I guess I was serving over here.
I wasn't around for the first steps, the first tooth, first words, all that kind of stuff. Hands down, it's been a tough couple of years for the both of us.
With Mark away, the move was put on hold.
That's just the most horrible feeling in the world.
2 years on, and with Mark at home, the move is back on the cards.
It's a huge relief that it's finally a couple days away.
But getting the house to Minot will be a big challenge. It needs hauling more than 53 kilometers to reach their new plot. The stakes are high. Destry and Mark's home, business, and vast inventory are all at risk.
I guess our whole future is riding on this house, getting safely to its destination.
What's more, this move won't be cheap. The house cost them $65,000. Moving it will set them back another $20,000. Basement and renovations, a further $67,000, bringing the total for this ambitious project to $152,000.
For me, it's moving our house. Finally, it's the light at the end of the tunnel.
All it would take is one little thing to go wrong, and then we have all kinds of problems.
They've called in North Dakota's most experienced house truckers, Huey House Movers, who've been shifting buildings for more than a century. Today, the fourth generation is led by foreman Kevin Huey.
I was kind of told pretty young that house moving kind of gets in your blood. I guess it probably does. I'm probably ready for a blood transfusion here pretty soon.
Kevin's dad, Ken, still works at 76.
I used to be the boss, now I'm second in command. Every year I say this is my last. That spring comes and I'm out there 60 hours a week.
Every job is laden with risk, and this one is no exception.
Oh, jacks can kick out, blocks can break. You don't want to focus on the bad stuff.
Well, bad stuff could be on the cards. First task, rip this beast out of the ground. This will be a huge test. The house has a large double garage, which they don't want to slice off. Kevin must support it along with the house using 2 super long steel beams. But try and slide them in now, and they could collide with a concrete slab, causing the fragile home to collapse. Kevin's team must use jacks and hand pumps to tilt the house up on one side, then slide one beam in at a time. A risky operation for this fearless team.
Yeah, we just kind of got a teeter-totter with the house. Yeah, they got a truck and they're lifting it up. Okay, up we go. Are you happy there?
I hope my stuff in my cupboards isn't slamming from one side to the other and breaking all my dishes.
With one side of the house teetering 18 inches above terra firma, they can slide the first beam in.
He's got to take his end to his right. That's all right, keep coming.
Good.
It's a little nerve-wracking right now.
Try it.
Time to reset and lift the other side. But the back wall won't budge.
And then just a lot of different things were really tied in hard. They're nailed hard to the floor. She's hanging on, but we'll get her.
Everything we own pretty much is sitting at a 30-degree angle right now.
On the windy plains of North Dakota, Mark and Destry McMillan have big dreams to move their home to the city.
Anybody that sees this thing going down the road will be like, wow.
Raising the house off its old footings is proving tougher than the move team thought.
It's kind of nerve-wracking right now.
Yeah, we're tight.
The house is bolted into the ground.
If we leave the bolt, it'll just rip the plates, and usually a lot of times it'll rip floor joists up and stuff.
They have to resort to brute force.
In the end, we'll be victorious.
Up we go.
Finally, the house rips free, leaving just enough space to squeeze in the second beam.
Okay.
Makes me excited and happy, really kind of anxious to see it go down the road now.
One last beam will hold the garage firm.
Yeah, I'm doing the heavy work.
Beware the old man and the bobcat.
Yeah, he is Bobcat Man. When you see the Bobcat, you gotta stay your distance.
It wasn't like this in the old days.
You didn't have power jacks or bobcats. It was what you call work. Now it's just play.
I think we're both just realizing how much work we still have to do. I feel like we've only just begun.
The next day, the team must work fast to load and move the house.
Good.
To avoid storms forecast for tomorrow.
Well, yeah, North Dakota can change weather in a hurry, it seems like. So, yeah, it'll always throw you a curveball.
It's that time of year, bad weather can happen anytime.
To get the house onto the truck, the crew need more space. With room at the rear, they want to roll it back off the basement. But roll this way, and they'll veer near an underwater cistern, which won't be able to take the weight. So Kevin must roll the house forward. Not easy as the site slopes downhill. To level the slide, they'll have to build wooden support towers of different heights and use wedges to control the roll and stop the house running away.
They're just 1-inch boards. We use them for brakes. We've had some wanting to take off. We've never lost any yet, so we're knocking on wood. This is similar to what they use to build the pyramids and everything else through time. Okay, we're gonna take off. Good. Roll.
Wow. It's rolling.
No near misses, nothing that scared us, so we're good.
We're good, Kevin.
Okay. That is awesome. Very awesome.
last push here, trying to go before the weather kind of gets crappy on us tomorrow.
Looking all right.
We're backing the house up right now. It's actually pretty cool to watch.
Midday, the 53-kilometer move finally gets underway. But just out of the gate, the crew hit a problem that needs fixing fast. Power lines. These ones supply towns across the county, crisscrossing the route. And the weather will soon take a turn for the worst. If it rains now, there's a risk of electrocution. So they must call in electricians early and work fast. 2 teams will use cherry pickers to synchronize lifting the cables to avoid delays or rain wrecking this move.
I've heard a lot of stories that go bad.
And the last time we pulled, there was a line hanging too low, and the house hit it. There were sparks everywhere.
Hopefully they'll handle these wires more carefully, including this really low one.
It's 4 feet lower, and there's no way we're going to get that up high enough.
Oh, crap.
They have no choice but to cut it. Another delay.
We're just pushing, trying to stay safe, but get it done and get it on the road before it's too late.
Hoping that it clears.
The house is going bye-bye, isn't it? Yeah, we're not really okay with this.
In North Dakota, Mark and Destry McMillan's gigantic home is on the move to Minot.
That is awesome.
It's tough going.
You just a little bit, away from you a little bit.
Okay.
As Kevin's crew race to beat the rain.
Good old North Dakota weather.
I'm just worried about them pulling the plaster out of the ceiling or knocking out a window. So.
The pressure's on. But branches, cables,
Starting to go up now.
Good. It was about a foot for the mailbox.
and sharp turns stall progress.
It was pretty tight. We'll definitely get her done.
And ahead, the crew faces their biggest challenge yet.
Can you hold up?
One that could have a watery end. Recent rain has pooled in ditches in the fields, making the roads extra narrow and unstable. The flooded sloughs could force the house to take a swim.
Keep a slow, steady pace and go for it.
Slow and steady is one thing, but stationary's quite another.
I'm gonna go up and double check and find out what is going on.
Is it okay?
One jack was just a little bit loose and the wheels were just slightly out of tow.
All right, I thought maybe something fell off.
We want to make sure we do it right the first time.
Panic over. It's time to tackle the slough.
That's my business and my livelihood too. If something happens, it's all gone. Great part of our inventory is traveling with the house.
If you get too close, you can sink them out of sight.
The water on both sides kind of adds the risk factor to along, but
Get over it quite a ways. Okay, you got her made.
well, we made it through.
Now I want to see him set it down at the new location. I want to know how it's going to look in my yard.
3:30 p.m. With a smooth tarmac road ahead, Kevin can finally give it some gas.
Nice and easy, Kevin, nice and easy. See what happens.
But the high speeds
What's that dragging back there?
are taking their toll on the house.
This is the part off of the rain gutter.
With a few bruises, the house finally turns into its new plot.
2 years years of waiting and it finally shows up.
As long as I don't tip it over right now.
Time to inspect the home.
I'm relieved that it made it this far with only some minor scarring, so I'm...
Haven't been inside yet though.
Well, yeah.
This is all that moved. Very impressive.
We're home with a different view than we had before.
The house has traveled 53 kilometers and beaten the weather. The next day, a storm swamps the house.
She's windy, cold, and rainy. What a difference a day makes.
It's impossible to unload the house today.
The truck will never push the house back in through the mud. We could never handle all of our equipment that we need safely.
It takes 2 days for the skies to clear and winter to arrive.
Luckily the ground's not wet because it's frozen. We're cold and we're going to get this house on. It'll still be a little soft and mushy.
Makes the guy feel like he should go to Hawaii.
The pressure's on. If the ground thaws, this plot will become a mud bath.
We're going to be wallowing in it like pigs. So.
In North Dakota, Mark and Destry McMillan's 50-ton house has made it to its new plot just outside Minot.
You're a landowner, honey.
After a torrential 2-day downpour, Kevin's team are finally ready to roll this beast onto its new basement.
Ready out there? Yeah, a little bit muddy.
Oh, it's another day in paradise.
Wheels out, rollers in, as the crew prepare to teeter-totter the house down onto its foundation.
There's no power steering on this load.
If you don't have a holdback on it, it can kind of get ugly in a hurry. So
we're gonna go a little bit.
Yep, go good. Keep going.
With the house above the drop zone, it's time to lower it down.
Yeah, short 5.
But just as the weight hits one corner, the floor cracks under the home's colossal bulk.
There's nothing there. Never have seen a whole section of floor, that big a piece of concrete, just push right down in the basement.
Kevin halts everything. Instead of tilting the house down, the crew must now reposition their jacks to lower the house evenly. They'll cut gaps in the foundation walls, so Kevin can then shimmy the fragile building into position safely.
We can keep our beams in, set our jacks against the beams, and distribute the weight if there'd ever be a problem with the floor and wouldn't do any damage to the house. Okay, you can let this down. You looking all right?
Yeah, pretty good so far.
We gotta get her ahead just slightly and this end over just probably another quarter, half-inch here.
Just a little bit of oomph here and a little bit of oomph there, and we got her made.
Sienna lowers the house the last few inches onto the foundation.
We got it.
Wow.
There we go, good job.
Wow. I'm very excited. Whole new chapter and we're ready to start on it.
We can work through adversity, through tribulation. We can't be stopped.
It's been a great experience, so I don't necessarily want to do it again, but it's been fun. Is that a house? Oh.
It's been a long time coming, but finally Mark and Destry have the right home in the right place. 2 months on, and despite the winter freeze, the McMillans' feet haven't touched the ground.
Life has been very busy for us since the move. Nothing went smoothly with our construction, so it's been a full-time job just getting everything done.
But they're slowly winning the war, and with the basement floor back on the level, Destry's finally got a proper home for her event planning business.
Now I can bring clients to the home, to our home office. It's a huge upgrade from what we had before.
With a city full of potential clients just a whisker away and the renovations almost complete, the future's bright. Birthday girl Sienna's wish has come true. From now on, her house is staying put.
Now that it's here, I foresee us being here for a long time.
I love this location, and I love our home.